Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
Pull up a chair, pour up a drink, and light that cigar. It's time for episode 59 of Sports and Stogies. Cam.
Welcome back, everybody. I will just go ahead and get it out of the way. We'll clear the air. Shane will not be here during this recording. I would like for all of you at home to wish him luck on his test. It is the final test of his certification to be a firefighter, his Fire 1, I think.
This is the final.
Yeah.
So big time.
Yeah. So he's already got the EMS 1 or whatever where he can be in the ambulance and do all that stuff. This is for the dual cert for fire. So his career is progressing nicely. Meanwhile, us two bums are still sitting in here smoking cigars and making ourselves look bad, apparently.
I wouldn't go that far. But I do have it on good authority. One of the questions on the test, in which part of the body is the oblique located?
Might be a doozy.
Might be an F.
So yeah, as of today, Shane is at home studying for his test for today when you guys hear this. As of Wednesday, he's studying. Thursday, he will be taking the test at some point. So just do us a favor and wish him luck, because you know he's going to be the breadwinner around here.
Yeah,
so.
we need one successful guy on the show, actually. So yeah, Shane, if you're out there, hopefully listen back to the episode like a true member of the show and fan actually would. Good luck, pal. We love you. With that, how about some promo?
Well, you know where it is. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, Reddit, at Sports and Stogies on all of your platforms. We're going to be testing out some new content things here soon. Got a little bit of hardware things to situate on that first. So hopefully we will be, then, once we get that figured out, the YouTube shorts and the TikToks will be all there. Very easy to create. And the show might get a little spicier more often.
Spicier?
Yeah.
In terms of visual entertainment?
Maybe.
Oh, baby. I don't know if they're ready for that. I do not know if they're ready
If
for that.
anything, it would get more mild in that sense, because no matter how hot it is in here, I will not be taking my shirt off.
I'm saying no matter how cold it is, I will be taking my shirt off. Maybe good thing the camera will be to Shane's back, so yeah, that's not shown.
And we also got Shane set up a little better. Got 2 tables in for him, so he'll kind of have more room. He'll have room for his notebook, which he's never going to buy. But he doesn't have to lean so aggressively for his microphone anymore, so he'll be more involved. Unfortunately, he's not here today to test that, but big test. So
Believe it or not, there are things more important than this radio program.
I wouldn't go that far. And we're not on the radio.
Yeah, but I like saying radio better.
It does sound way
Like,
better.
hey, I'm on the radio, dude.
Yeah. And it's no different than the radio.
Exactly. Like, my grandparents, when we first started the show, asked me, like, well, what is a podcast? I'm like, well, it's a radio show, just online. That's all it is.
Yeah. And people use Spotify as their radio now anyways.
Oh, same thing. We could be on XM this time next year.
We might own XM by this time next year.
There's a strong chance.
So, Drew, if you're listening, we're going to be your new favorite fantasy football show, because there will be no other fantasy football shows on XM.
Yeah, we're firing your guys off the bat.
100%.
They're the first cut.
Drew Fisher will be our biggest fan.
Now, for some shop promo, of course, Tip Top Smoke Emporium. Right here in Springfield, and tiptopsmoke.com, not .org, which I usually always say.
Yeah.
Went and saw Greg today. Got a few new sticks in that they just got in like yesterday. And rumor is he's working on a new OCM house blend.
Heyo.
I've got a few samples here.
Is the cat out of the bag?
It's been out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Just making sure. We should have sampled those tonight.
I want to do notes off show.
Okay.
So I'll hand you 2 of these. He's got Connecticut, Habano, Maduro, and a pigtail.
Interesting.
So I'm stoked. Basically a house blend 3.0, you could say.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take 2 home.
For sure.
Just give me the Connecticut and the Habano. let you have the darker ones.
That works out for both of our personal tastes.
So, yeah, that'll be good. And
Speaking
then,
of the OCM, of course, continue to do great work. I know we've got a couple things lined up with some new lounge visits, some new lounge meetups. No more big events until next year, of course. But
we have kind of structured into an actual charity.
well, we've always been a charity, but now we have like a true president, board member, like an actual leadership council.
So yeah, they've structured the head of the OCM now, and I believe it's 4-year term limits.
I think some were 6 for like the board members, 4-year for the president and chair. There's a lot going on.
It's all democratic, pure voting,
as it always has been.
And
we're family run. And then, of course, Casa Aficionado. On Saturday, there'll be a Halloween party with the owner of McAuliffe Cigars out there at the lounge. I'm going to try to go into work late and make it to that with, of course, my great costume, which, of course, we'll be wearing next week on air for the Halloween show.
That we will.
Which, thankfully, Shane missed this week, not next week.
He better have a costume, and it better not be Travis Kelce.
Nah, it can't be, right?
It better not be.
And not for the boys.
No.
Are you doubling down with your...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
although,
me too.
It'll be fine for pictures. I'm glad we don't have video yet, because I wouldn't be able to wear the whole
get-up?
Yeah. With the headphones on, it's impossible.
Yeah, there's no chance.
So
even my hat, I'll have to take off. I could maybe put on over the headphones.
Maybe.
We'll give it a shot. Either way, stoked for that. We'll do some more like Halloween-themed questions, horror movies. Yeah, I'll try to get some... I actually do have one Halloween-themed cigar for me that I got today. I didn't know it was Halloween-themed until after I bought it.
Oh.
But might get a few more if I can't find anything else for that. And then bottle-wise, who knows? I'll look around.
Yeah, even if you could find like a Halloween cocktail.
Yeah, something orangey or pumpkin-related. There's plenty of stuff out there.
Pumpkin spice latte.
We know how we feel about that on the show. With that, Cam, what are you smoking on tonight?
I have the Banff Punisher.
That is the Banff Cigar Co., which you all know what that means. At least I would hope so. Our audience should definitely know.
You should know. It's really cool. I'm going to post the whole stick in a separate picture. It's a very cool stick. It's got it's a hybrid wrapper with Maduro pieces blended with the Connecticut pieces, and they have a Punisher skull.
Yeah, I have no idea how they roll that and get it to like actually roll together.
I have no idea.
But it's incredible handiwork.
Yeah, it's smoking good. I have a whole list of notes about this that I got pre-show because
it's also a weird shape.
Yeah, it's like a torpedo.
Like a reverse torpedo. Like it's fatter towards the foot. Kind of like the Mafioso. That's a little more
very
bowling
similar.
Pin-esque, but yeah.
So the wrapper is the Connecticut / Maduro. The binder is Olor Dominicano. The fillers where things get interesting. So you have Ligero Criollo 98 and Ligero Olor Dominicano and Seco Olor Dominicano.
So it should be pretty complex. A lot of moving parts there.
Yeah, so far it's a little on the spicier side, actually.
Yeah?
Like some red pepper, like some actual spice.
Yeah, I'm always intrigued by like the barber poles or something like that, where you have two different kinds of wrappers, how they'll kind of meld together, especially as it progresses through parts where it's not even.
Yeah.
Like where the skull's in one side, but not the other side.
Yeah, so the tip is all Maduro. And then now I'm getting into the Connecticut, so it should sweeten up, but I don't have maybe half an inch of Connecticut before it starts to get into the skull. So
should be a really unique smoke.
Yeah, so far getting red pepper and some earthy tones. Pretty good. I haven't had a super spicy cigar like red pepper in a long time. So it's kind of nice to bring that back. Yeah, it's not bad. Excited to see what the adventure is.
Yeah, great company too. They do a lot of proceeds to veteran foundations, like Wounded Warriors, a lot with the like Gold Star families, things like that. So not just great smokes, but great people as well. Myself, I have the Monte Cristo 1935 Anniversary Number 2. It's a Nicaraguan Puro. A
Puro.
52, well, technical, Nicaraguan or Spanish pronunciation is Puro.
Oh.
a little Latin spice in there.
My bad.
It's a 52 ring gauge by 6 1/8 length. Kind of unique there.
It
Why
is.
specifically 1/8, I don't know, but
Instead of just 6, like everything else.
it's a torpedo cap, so I assume that's why it factors in right there.
Oh, yeah.
But the actual body of it is a pretty standard stick. So yeah, pure Nicaraguan, wrapper, binder filler, all that. So far, relatively mild, but more spice forward. Slight Maduro flavors, a little bit of earthiness, some leather, a little bit of cream coming through, but overall balanced. Nothing too overpowering. And a perfect burn and incredible smoke production. Really nice, even, light draw. I mean, it's Monte Cristo. This, I think, was a number 2 cigar in 2021 from Cigar Aficionado. Very reputable, great brand, great quality. You're paying a little bit more of a higher price, but you're getting what you pay for.
Makes sense to me. We've got 2 fan cues.
Before that, what were you sipping on?
Oh, that's
Something
right.
you
that's
picked
right.
up yourself today.
So I actually picked this up Saturday. But it is Cincinnati Distilling, which I believe we've had on the show before.
We had their standard straight bourbon whiskey.
So they actually had a limited release single barrel straight. It's 120 proof. It's batch 30, bottle number 67. It was bottled almost a year ago to date. And it's aged 2+ years, 120. It's probably aged a little longer.
Yeah, a few months, whatever. Something to like
So-
the right taste profile.
Yeah, I have not tasted it. Just
neither.
cracked it here. So
It's a 75% corn mash bill, 21% rye, maybe a little higher rye spice in there, and only 4% malted barley.
and I know when we had it originally, you said it would probably be better at a higher proof,
Yep.
aged a little longer, all that good stuff. So
I would like some more age on it, even just more than 2 years, but higher proof should definitely improve the flavor, improve the depth, a little more character. Let's give it a shot.
Austin's going in for his first sip.
I'll say, texture-wise, look at your glass.
It's beautiful.
Very oily,
Yeah.
clings to the glass very nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, really nicely.
Yes.
I wouldn't guess this is a 2-year-old bourbon.
Good on the nose. There we go. Sample sip. And now the review.
Straight caramel bomb. I also wouldn't guess 120. A little bit of a stronger finish, but not very hot at all. But definitely caramel sweetness off the bat. Heavy. A little butterscotch.
That's really good.
That's honestly, I'm really impressed.
That's really good.
That's maybe the most caramel forward bourbon I've had, at least off the top of my head.
It's very sweet.
Legit, like think of like the caramel syrup you put on ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what that tastes like.
For the most part, yeah.
And again, with that glass, like the mouthfeel also nice, thick, viscous. That's phenomenal.
So you were right.
You know what? I almost owe Cincy Distilling an apology. They
Yeah.
kind of proved me wrong.
Well, no, you said it would be better at a higher proof.
I guess, yeah, I wasn't negative. And again,
Yeah,
for a
I think
2-year-old
you
young
were-
whiskey,
Very constructive.
yeah. And even then, for a 2-year-old bourbon, that's tough to get a good product. And overall, for what it was, I think that goes for like $30. It's very good.
Yeah, this goes for, I think it was 60. So a little more expensive, but for a single barrel, that's a pretty good price.
For a 120 proofer, especially, yeah. I don't get a whole lot on the nose myself. I don't have a Glencairn either, though. That could affect it some. But yeah, palate-wise, man, just incredible caramel flavor.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm actually surprised. It'll go good with my New Riff single barrel and my Smoke Wagon.
Smoke wagon, yeah.
Now I have this to sip on also. So,
And local boys, good to see it.
yeah.
Right here in Ohio.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now with that, we have 2 fan questions.
That we do.
Starting off with, is Caleb Williams really worth tanking for?
Before that Notre Dame game, I say yes. Since then, it's been night and day difference.
Now, rumor is, and I disagree overall, he's counter-tanking to avoid going to a terrible team like Chicago.
I mean, now that your natty hopes are gone, I don't know if that's completely accurate, but it wouldn't shock me with how much he's wanted to choose what team he goes to.
And also now with the amount of money he's making and will still make with the NIL deals in college, he has a lot of leverage to say, I'm going to play next year as well and make another $10 million in sponsorships and promotional deals. And still get to play ball at USC on a great campus.
Yeah.
And be a star, Heisman winner, and maybe try your luck next year with a better team in the draft. Also read that he wants a ownership stake.
But he has to know that's not legal.
Not only not legal, like what team would even do that?
No one. But it's also against the rules 100%.
Yeah, an active player can't have any kind of stake in a team.
No.
Their team or not.
Unless it's a different sport.
Which we'll touch on later with your boy.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's still a very talented quarterback. I think he will still do great things in the NFL. Whether he's counter-tanking or they've just hit a slump, it happens.
Let's be honest. A 2-game streak, not a huge deal.
Small
Every college
slump.
quarterback goes through that.
Yeah.
He's still probably the best prospect in college. See, I don't think he's doing anything intentional to hurt his own draft stock.
I don't think so.
And even if he was, would that stop the Bears from taking him?
Probably not.
No. The overall, I think the media in general.
The only thing that can save Caleb Williams from the Bears is Tyson Bagent leading them to a winning record.
Have you seen his dad?
Yes.
28-time arm wrestling champion.
That is Tyson Bagent is a Bears quarterback.
Without a doubt. The same way that Minshew was a Jacksonville quarterback.
Yes. Like, there are just some things. He was bred to be a Bears quarterback.
The same way that I think Baker was a Cleveland quarterback.
He was. I agree. 100%. He had legitimately that dog in him. And he made it very known. He was very cocky, very just over the top. And that's what you need in Cleveland.
Blue-collar guy.
Yeah.
Gritty, playing hurt. Old school retro throwback kind of dude.
I miss him. I still have my Baker jersey. I actually might shadow board that one.
That'd be tight.
I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll shadow board Baker. Now that we know his career's not over.
Allegedly.
I can shadow board the Baker jersey.
Let's try out this one. I kind of go back and forth on too. I know they won last week over the Bills, but overall, since Brady left, does the past lack of success tarnish Bill's legacy more or boost Brady's legacy more?
Well, I think you can do both.
Or is it doing either?
It's tricky. Because the overall opinion is yes, it's doing both. The narrative was completely different 2 years ago when the Bills, or Bill Belichick and the Patriots, were in the playoffs again with a winning record.
And Brady still actively playing.
Yeah. Last year, not the same. This year, obviously not the same.
Taking an even bigger dive down.
They also don't have that talented of a roster.
Arguably, top to bottom, maybe the worst roster in the NFL.
Whose fault is that? People say it's Bill.
Notoriously, even with Brady, always been kind of a bad drafter. Really the only downside you can say about Bill in general. They brought in Juju, which we all knew was a bad move.
Not a bad move, it just wasn't a great move. There was other options out there that would have been better.
I think it was kind of a bad move.
But it's overall not a terrible move. You know what you're getting with Juju. He's a good wide receiver 2, great slot receiver. That's it. Unfortunately, Mac Jones doesn't have the capacity to make anyone besides one guy look good. So
now, I think my main viewpoint on this is we got spoiled. Pats fans and the media in general. You had a 20-year dynasty of literally the best quarterback to ever play. Even the best coach ever is going to take a step back after that.
A perfect example. Look at the Packers. You had 40 years of phenomenal quarterbacking. now all of a sudden Jordan Love's trash and you need to move on?
To put it in basketball terms, look at the Spurs.
Yeah.
After Duncan, Parker, Manu goes, did anybody say, oh, Pop, not that great of a coach?
No.
It was all the players.
It's unanimous.
Come on, the best coach in the league.
Yeah.
Bill, maybe not right now, but come on, still the best coach in the league.
Arguably the best coach of all time.
You give Bill the Niners roster and put Shanahan in New England, you getting different results? No, the teams are going to be what the teams are.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing you'll see is different scheming. Honestly, I think you might see the Niners succeed less.
Just because of Bill's
Just
style.
because of Bill's style of offense. But at the same time, maybe not, because the defense would be...
Number one.
It's hard to say that the Niners' defense would be better, but they would be better. And it's almost a scary thought.
It could be almost Browns level.
Almost. Not quite,
but approaching.
Almost.
Approaching. See, overall, I think, come on. You've had, 2 years of Bill not winning 12 games? Big deal.
Yeah. As expected. And if you're a Patriots fan, are you really that upset? Like, you could be these other teams who, the Bears.
The Lions,
who it took 55 years to turn around.
the Browns,
The Browns, who still really haven't turned it around, let's be honest.
even my Cowboys, who have been good past 20 years.
Yeah, do you want to be a middle-of-the-pack team forever? Or do you want to have a 20-year dynasty where you win 45 rings, and then you have a 5-year down period before you're back in, we'll give them 5 years, say after 5 years, which is a pretty solid amount to turn around a roster.
A full roster like that, yeah.
To turn around a roster and be back in the playoffs. And one of those 5 years, the first year, you were in the playoffs. I don't know. I don't think it hurts Bill, but I think it does boost Brady.
As if he needed more of a boost.
Yeah, because these are the same teams Brady had. Defensively, they were much better. Offensively, very similar.
I mean, he had a year Moss, he had Wes, he had Gronk, but he made a lot of pretty average wideouts into stars.
Yeah, exactly. The skill positions other than Gronk were pretty average.
Who was Brady's best running back? After maybe Corey Dillon.
Probably James White, man. Hall of Famer.
LeGarrette Blount.
Never fumbled in his career.
Again, James White, definitely in the top 3.
Yeah. LeGarrette Blount, definitely number 1.
For that 1 year he had.
He was the one who
18
produced
touchdowns?
the most, yeah. But other than that, yeah, Rex Burkhead?
Shane Vereen. You're just plugging guys in. And, again, not just Brady, but the offensive scheme, too, made that stuff work.
And now you have an actually talented running back. Hunter Henry's great. He's not Gronk. Nobody's Gronk.
Yeah, nobody is.
But he's a quality tight end. Mike Gesicki's a quality tight end. So you've got 2 quality tight ends. Mac Jones can get the job done. Last week he led a game-winning drive.
Against the Bills.
Against the Bills. One of the top 5 defenses. He has flashes. He's just inconsistent.
I'm tired of seeing a couple of Pats fans I know who are already, depressed because the team sucks.
You have no idea,
it's like, dude,
buddy.
Come on now. Could you be any more spoiled?
Literally have no idea.
They're posting pictures of them in the shower, oh, I don't know, I don't even want to watch football anymore.
Let's not forget, I survived an 0-16 season, guys.
Didn't hear you complaining about it.
I think 1 of 3 ever.
You can count them on one hand.
Yeah. I survived that.
Guess
I actually
what?
had a shirt that says I survived an 0-16 season, but I don't know where it went.
And then you were there in person to see that streak broken.
I was there in person when Baker Mayfield took over the helm.
What a time that was.
Yeah. And I think that might be partially why I'm so pro Baker Mayfield.
Attached. Yeah.
Because that is a memory that I will forever have.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'll tell my children about it.
Yeah.
I might lie about where I was sitting, but
I was front row. We already had the show going. We already taken off by that point. So we had a VIP. Actually, I was on the sideline.
yeah, I was on the sideline. I was actually telling
I interviewed Baker pregame.
God, who was the coach?
That was Hugh Jackson, right?
Was it?
Was
No.
it Freddie Kitchens?
0-16 was Hugh.
Oh, to get the win.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or was that Kitchens? It wasn't Stefanski. I think Stefanski
Nah, it
was
was
the year
after.
after. So I think it was Freddie.
He's got one good thing to his name then.
I actually told Freddie, I was there. I was like, hey, I think it's time.
I got a feeling.
The crowd's chanting. Tyrod's playing okay, but we know what time it is.
Time to bake.
It's time to bake. Everybody was wearing, dude, the new thing was chef hats. Everybody at the Brown Stadiums was wearing chef hats.
I don't recall that.
Yeah.
What was the background?
Baker.
Okay.
Baker, touchdown maker, son.
I don't recall that one either.
That was everybody's shirts. Was Baker, touchdown maker. Wearing chef hats.
That's a cool stick.
Yeah. It was
I'm here for that.
It was such a fun time.
Yeah.
And
Because there were no expectations.
No.
So you can't be a 2-5 Pats team and be crying already. Come on now.
Yeah, especially when you just came off of your best game of the season. You have a tough matchup, but if you look as good as you did against the Bills, you might win.
Look, they're still going to go like probably 7-10.
At
Which
the
honestly,
worst.
with this roster, is a big credit to Bill's coaching prowess.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
anybody else with this team is winning 3-4 games max. In that division especially. So Pats fans, calm down.
Settle down. Settle down.
You'll be okay, I promise.
It'll be fine. NFL news.
Couple big signings. Players going to new locations.
The rich get richer, as I like to say.
Just what they needed.
For a 6th-round pick and a 5th-round pick, I believe they were pick swaps.
Yep.
And Terrell Edmonds, the Eagles get all-pro safety Kevin Byard.
Just what they needed. Which actually I love because, as we talked about, the defense hasn't been typical Eagles D so far.
Until last week. The
Then they
Eagles
stepped up.
last week were full-on offense clicked, defense clicked, across the board, and that's when they decided they needed safety help. Okay,
That's the wake-up call they needed.
whatever.
And we've been calling for that too. Let's see them put a full game together from beginning to end on both sides of the ball. Against very good competition, prime time, they did exactly that.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni was like, how many yards? Tyreek Hill had 55 yards at the end of the game? We need safety help, guys. They were taking the top off of us.
He went 11 for 88.
Yeah,
Which to hold Tyreek to that,
it's pretty good, especially on 11 catches.
but the Dolphins could not hold A.J. Brown down.
One more game, and he's the all-time leader in consecutive 125-plus yard games.
He's at, 6 right now?
5.
5? Man's an animal.
One more. And he passed the drug test that the NFL randomed him.
Oh, yeah, random, sure.
I'm sure he'll get another one.
Probably already has.
I
Out
bet
of
you
the
Myles
blue.
Garrett got one, too.
Probably during the game at halftime. But out of the blue, the Seahawks bring in Frank Clark.
Love it. Again, a good defense gets a little bit better. Their pass rush is going to be better now, so that's
Which
going
was
to give
their biggest issue.
So that's going to give the secondary the help they need. Back to the Eagles real quick, though.
Oh, I did see my mic was in the way. Those 2 other notes.
The Kelly Greens.
You're a big fan.
They need to bring them back full time. I don't know why they stopped. I don't like the blue-green they do.
That kind of weird teal, dark green
It's
thing.
like a dark teal.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not the Eagles. The Kelly Greens are the classic. That's what you expect to see when you see the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't know anyone. I've never heard anyone say, wow, look at the Eagles' home jerseys this year. Aren't they sick? No,
That's a fair point.
they're not. The Kelly Greens are nasty.
I hate to
And-
admit it, but they're a very good-looking uniform.
And honestly, because I want to start like a jersey collection.
That'd be dope.
Instead of just repping our teams, I would like to have like a jersey. Like I would love to have a Kelly Green, Jason Kelsey jersey.
I mean, yeah, that would fit our aesthetic.
Yeah. And maybe if we get big enough, we get a game-worn one from him.
Signed.
Gifted from New Heights to Sports and Stogies.
After they come on our show.
And then they come under our umbrella.
Talk about to the moon. Next thing you know, we got T-Swizzle on here. Now our fan base triples overnight. Now we're past the moon. We're in the next universe, bro.
Yeah, we'll be out of the Milky Way by then.
And then, when they both come on, there's Shane in his Kelsey jersey.
Shane's girlfriend's downstairs in her Taylor Swift costume.
We can get an extra mic for that show. And then you want to mention, of course, the past 3 weeks I've debated talking about this. All the debate of if the tush push should be banned or not.
No.
I've got like 3 points here.
No. I'll give you 1 point, and it's the only point that matters.
The point I was going to make, my first one, we've talked about numerous times off air.
No team can do it as good.
18 for 19, Philly is, or
Yeah.
Hurts is.
Yeah, no other team can do it that well.
Not even 50% success rate.
Other teams are trying. They can't do it. Not every team can throw a vertical every play. Do you ban verticals?
Make it game more fair.
Not every team has a great running back that can run on the outside. Do you ban outside runs? You can only run up the middle. But then, not every team has Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb. Do you ban running?
I see not every team has Myles Garrett, so you guys can't rush the passer no more.
There you go. So just because a team is very successful at one thing that no other team can do, that's called game changing.
If you hate it, stop it.
Yeah, that's called game changing. Get over it.
Not
And
just
it's
stop
not
it.
like,
Don't let them get into third or fourth and one situations.
yeah,
Then they can't do it.
correct. However, they could probably, some of them they could probably do on 4th and 7.
Now, I saw one tweet that said they'll finally ban it when the Eagles realize they can run that every play, 4 straight, and just never get stopped.
It's only a matter of time before they do the fake tush push.
Whoa.
Do a
Philly special 2.0.
direct snap to DeAndre Swift. Hurts still going up the middle.
Like an end around,
Yeah.
gone for 85. We're calling Sirianni right now, taking credit for that play design.
It might be a good idea.
And you know what?
Even just have Swift lined up like a normal tush push.
Yeah, just pitch it out.
Snap it to him directly. Hurts still goes in. Nobody's paying attention where the ball goes.
Of course not.
You're trying to get under the center.
That's honestly scary.
It's only a matter of time.
And you know Nick's probably saving that for the right time.
Because they do fake. There's fake spikes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's fake kneels.
Fake sneaks.
Fake sneaks. Like, it's only a matter of time before the fake tush push comes into play.
In the Super Bowl, fourth quarter, 30 seconds to go. Out of nowhere, our play call, the S&S special.
Yep. And then DeAndre Swift drops the snap.
Returned by the
he
defense
wasn't
for a
on board.
touchdown.
He was not on board.
He didn't know the play call. It's an S&S special. What is that?
He said, "Oh, we're lined up in tush push. This is easy enough.
Automatic.
First down."
We're 97 for 98 for this on the year. Why do we change it up? Yeah, bottom line is if you don't like it, just stop it. Simple as that.
It's not it should not be an illegal play.
And I know Hurts gets pretty much all the credit for it, but maybe it's more of like your Hall of Fame center.
It's 100% Jason Kelce. I believe Hurts will tell you it's Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
The only person who won't tell you it's Jason Kelce is Jason Kelce.
Because he's just that kind of guy.
He is. But the reason why it's unsuccessful for everyone else is because no center is as agile as he is.
Even when he gets called for offsides.
With his own hand.
Yeah.
Which has happened multiple times. Which is unreal. Because his hand is lined up where it's allowed to be. They say it's the left guard's hand and call offside on the left guard. And I'm like, no, it's not.
So there's clearly a left hand, not a right left guard's hand.
Yeah. As far as I know, Jason Kelce does not have two right hands.
I can't confirm. That is correct.
So, man, wouldn't that be weird? Could you imagine if your thumb was over here?
Actually, I don't want to think about that. Kind of freaks me out.
My hand is very uncomfortable right now,
Yeah,
actually.
let's move on. Let's go back to the Seahawks getting Frank Clark, please. Who also does have one left hand, one right hand. To my knowledge.
But yeah, I think pass rush is their kind of big issue. Frank Clark maybe not takes away that 100%, but he'll take up two offensive linemen. Your other guys, your younger guys, should be able to get pressure on the quarterback.
Or at least win
lot
some more
better.
one-on-ones, too,
Yeah.
where they have to double them more. And give that great secondary even more time out there in coverage to make plays. Or blitz. We've seen Witherspoon do.
I think we'll see a lot more blitzing. Jim Irsay.
One of maybe the second most eclectic owner in the league.
Spilling the beans, as I like to call it.
Could be some repercussions, but he mentioned that I know it's pretty much standard protocol that after each game they go over with the reffing committee or whatever any potential missed calls in the final 2 minutes, which is confined to that meeting or that Zoom call or whatever. I guess they told Irsay we got a couple calls wrong, which again happens all the time. But then Irsay goes public and then demands that every play under 2 minutes is reviewable.
I don't hate that.
Honestly, I think that'd make the game better. Or can we just get a sky judge? Please?
Depends on what they're paying. I'll do it.
I'll take half of what you want, and I'll do it.
Okay. Well, that's easy because it benefits both of us. I was asking for $1 million, so.
Tell you what, I'll bite the bullet and do $250K. I guess if you guys insist, I'll take that low of sum.
Sure.
But then Shea would take $40
for the whole year.
And that wouldn't really help any of us.
No, and he'd miss half the games.
Oh, he wouldn't catch any call. Sorry, guys, I got a test tomorrow. I can't make it to the Sunday night game. My bad.
But yeah, we know refs make bad calls.
And whether Irsay makes the comments or not, it's not going to matter. Refs will never have any accountability to the press or to the public.
No, who cares if they're accountable to him? I don't.
Gene Steratore came out with a tweet because he's their go-to. Hey guys, let's go to Gene real quick. What are your thoughts on this call?
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes you make mistakes and you got to be accountable. It's like, okay, you're not a ref anymore. You can say that. You have no effect on the actual call. The guys that matter will never face that kind of accountability.
No.
So Irsay can get fined all he wants, make comments all he wants. It's not going to change anything.
No. Now, maybe if we see this, every owner starts to come out. But I think the only other person who's going to spill the beans is probably Jerry Jones.
Oh, Jerry don't give a damn.
That's true. He doesn't care. Yeah. So, yeah, it'd probably be him next. But
Jerry would tweet out the ref's home phone number, address.
The Cowboys don't really get bad calls either.
No, we just make mistakes.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tweet out Mike McCarthy's home address and home phone number. Blame the guys who are actually responsible. Do you want to go Chris Olave?
Chris Olave got arrested for reckless op. I'm assuming he was going 70 and 35.
For now, just speeding.
Speeding, whatever.
Wasn't high enough to get a reckless op.
He's out now anyways. And I'm pretty sure 35 over is high enough to get a reckless op, but that's none of my business.
But he played a card.
He did. While he was getting arrested. And I'm not even holding this against him. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing.
Yeah. He goes,
you got to try it at least, right?
Bro, I play for the Saints.
And the cop was also pretty funny. He's like, and? I'm still writing that ticket up, bud.
Yeah. Oh, well. He's going to pay the ticket. Nothing's going to happen. 95% of people in the world speed. It's not a big deal. I don't know why people are blowing this out of proportion. But, oh well. It's funny.
By next week, we'll forget about it.
It's funny. That's all it was. It was just funny.
It's pretty funny.
It was funny. And I'm sure, in hindsight, he probably thinks it's funny too.
The funniest thing I saw was after that whole debacle last week when he gave up on that route, some guy tweeted like, now he decides he wants to go fast.
He's making up for it. Showing what he's going to do this week.
Hopefully, it's a sign of things to come. Let's get you an Uber, man. Get you a driver. Yeah. Why not? Next time, say you're Drew Brees. that might get you a little more leeway. Super Bowl ring. What Super Bowl? Hell, what was that? Like 42.
Yeah, like 2002.
Like 07 or 08. I don't know. All the same to us, really. Speaking of fines, the whole Falcons debacle with Bijan being sick and not being listed on the injury report, yet he still played 11 snaps.
Yeah, see, so I think that might be their scapegoat. But it depends, because I think he also played 11 snaps over the whole game. Not 11 snaps in the first quarter and then he was out and they never ruled him out or whatever. So I think they have kind of a loophole here.
I don't know the exact rules. I assume if a guy's sick, he still technically has to be listed. Maybe
it's questionable, but then you say he's ready to go.
Yeah, that still shouldn't matter. So,
but if he only plays 11 snaps, if a guy gets a headache during the game and he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Small fine, maybe, if that.
I don't know.
It seems like the people most concerned are fantasy players and gamblers who took Bijan over 55 yards. That's your own fault, dude.
Yeah. Should have done a little bit better research.
You can't blame Atlanta for you losing $20.
No. Or 16,000 if you're one of those guys.
Still your own fault.
Yeah. Good news. Midseason Hard Knocks. Team, Miami Dolphins.
Probably my first round draft pick.
Should be very interesting. Tua's been great in media this year. Tyreek's been always great with media.
I can't get enough Mike McDaniel sound bites.
Mike McDaniel's phenomenal.
My favorite coach in the league by a substantial margin.
Because he's just a guy.
Yeah.
He's not like a coach. He's a guy. Like, I could find him at the hot dog stand down the street.
Like, he's kind of awkward, kind of goofy. It's got that, like,
And
he's what, like 35?
And it seems unintentional.
Yeah, just who he is.
Yeah, he's just full of puns. Like, just normal
That's
guy
what he
stuff.
thinks is funny.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
And then I really want to see, is it Quinnen Williams?
No, he's
No,
on the
it's
Jets.
It's their DT, though.
Oh, who's hilarious?
Yeah, Christian Wilkins.
Yes.
Yeah, complete character.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah,
He's wild.
he cracks me up.
Anytime they do like an NFL mic'd up soundbite thing, he's always in there.
Yeah.
And usually the most like entertaining part.
100%.
I don't think we know when that starts yet. Is that like 2 weeks from now?
I have no
Like
idea.
actual mid-season point?
Probably.
But they'll be contending for the division wild card spot. So last year the Cardinals was tough to watch because they sucked. There were no good characters on that team.
Not really.
But hopefully a big improvement this year.
My boy, Myles Garrett. All-timer, some would say.
Officially in the books now.
82 sacks by the age 27. I don't think he turns 28 until November or something. So even more
Still time to
should be lined
rack
up.
a few more up.
Past Reggie White, who had 80. And again, all the comments on these posts are like, oh, well, Reggie White played 2 years in the USFL and all this stuff. And I'm like,
He's
who
also like
cares?
a top 3 edge rusher all
Yeah.
time. I think he's third in sacks or
people
second in
are
sacks
like,
all time.
Myles Garrett will never be better than Reggie White. Nobody's saying that.
No, it's a stat.
Yeah. Get over it.
Also, it's not outrageous to say that he will be.
Yeah.
Do you watch Myles Garrett play?
You closeted Reggie White fans who just decided to come out of the woodwork,
Don't even know who Reggie White is.
go back in the closet.
Come on now. Settle
Because
down.
your hate is unwarranted. Get over it. Your boy's washed. He might be out of the record books by the time we all pass away. My kids' won't know who Reggie White is. That name will be banned in my house just because you guys wanted to hate.
But they will know
They
who
will
Myles Garrett
100%
is.
know because I will never not have the video of him jumping over the Colts line to block that field goal.
I'll go more in depth on that in the film room because I was there in person. I saw him last year in Cleveland,
Not as dominant.
but seeing him on TV is one thing. That's almost enough to get the picture.
Yeah.
And to see him in person and to do what he did on last
That's
Sunday,
unreal. Yeah, he showed out for you.
breathtaking.
He knew SNS was going to be there. I called him.
Tried to get on the field for a post-game interview.
Yeah.
Security kind of came in, but he
Yeah,
knew.
I called him. I let him know.
At one point, I think he looked up to our section and kind of gave me he gave me a gesture.
Yeah.
Like he knew.
And it probably would have been a bigger gesture if I was there,
Oh, for sure.
since I'm the direct
You're the actual
contact
Browns fan.
and the direct contact.
And, of course, yeah, the speed dial.
Number one.
I think his agent's 1 and you're 2.
I think I've surpassed finally.
No kidding. That's cool.
Now that he got the 5-year deal, I think that's when he made the switch.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I already used that dude for whatever I need him for. Now the homie's on line 1.
Now we're building new bridges over here.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, Myles Garrett. You're the best.
And then do you want to
ever
mention
do it.
his new
yeah.
career choice,
He's
but
a
new business investment?
Minority stake in the Cleveland Cavaliers. So he's a lifer in Cleveland. That confirms it. You don't invest in a place you plan on leaving. So but he is also the brand ambassador.
I mean, what better guy to have?
I agree. Now, if you would ask me, 3 years ago?
Of course.
I probably would have said we should hold off.
That's long in the past.
But now, I mean, he's won Walter Payton Man of the Year before. He's a great dude. Does a lot for charity. Great person to have your brand run through.
And yeah, great for the city, man.
Great for the city.
Other news. One more news thing. Looks like Will Levis getting his first start Sunday for the Titans.
Tannehill out or just benched?
Tannehill out, or at least most likely out. They said Malik Willis will get some play time too, but as of now, Will Levis will be the starter, which is probably their best bet.
Yeah.
Again, they really handcuffed Willis last year, kept him on a short leash. He has potential.
And apparently he got beat out by Levis in camp and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'm sure he'll go in for options and quarterback running because he's a lot more mobile than Levis is, or should be. But
my last stat here. Last year, Russell J. Wilson led the league being sacked 55 times. Through 7 weeks, Sam Howell has been sacked 40 times.
He's on pace for 97.
Which would shatter the record of 73, I think, by David Carr.
97.
That's outrageous.
Because the offensive line's not going to get any better.
It's also not entirely their fault. He does hold the ball a lot.
He does.
He can help himself out some, but either way, even if he played perfectly, he's still getting sacked 30 times instead of 40.
Yeah.
And you know who they have this week? Philly.
When their defense is finally clicking, you got Kevin Byard, so you got to hold the ball even longer.
Here comes 8 more sacks.
I'll take the over.
Ooh.
He might be up
good
to
lines on that.
He might be up to 97 after this week.
You know what? That would shock me a little bit, but you never know.
You never know. That's my call of the week. Call of the century. Will Levis gets sacked 57 times against Philly.
Will Levis?
Or
Sam Howell.
Same person.
I mean, your best call last year did involve these same 2 teams.
I know, that's why I'm staying away from this game.
So we're doubling down. Let's go to the IR here. A guy that I want your opinion on here because there's a lot of things going around. I do.
You don't.
I think I do. Or should we call it Brady Quinn?
I think you might as well. You'll get the same information out of me.
Well, I want to hear from your Browns homer angry, or maybe not so angry perspective.
Not really angry. I wish I could say I was shocked, but nobody truly knows. According to Deshaun Watson and his camp, he has a sprain or a micro fracture or micro tear in his rotator cuff on his throwing shoulder. Pretty much impossible to prove otherwise.
Even with multiple team doctors clearing him to play?
I don't know.
He said...
You really never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he's in pain, genuinely, then it's best for him to be off the field. I tried to say the same thing about Baker Mayfield.
I was going to bring that up.
I did not want him to play injured. I respect him for playing injured, but I also know what it did to the team. It wasn't pretty. And obviously the outcome of that was disliked by me.
That's a nice way to put it.
So if he is actually hurt, stay off the field. Cool with that. He doesn't look like himself. His throwing is bad.
And that's the thing. Whether doctors say you're good to go or not, no one knows if you're good better than you are. If he thinks I can't go out there and give even 80% and help his team win, then I'm not going to play.
I agree. 100%.
Now, Brady Quinn's take was...
He's a trust fund baby.
Yeah, you take your $230 million guaranteed and says, guess what? I'm done. I'm not playing anymore.
And I love Brady Quinn. Notre Dame legend.
He's really
Browns legend.
Yeah.
Love Brady Quinn. He is very entertaining.
Also, let me say, great head of hair.
Great head of hair. Great looking dude. Overall.
And most quarterbacks usually are.
So, respect his opinion. I do think he's wrong.
But the only guy actually calling him out to that degree.
But respect the call out.
Yeah.
100%.
And yet, with all that, the Brownies are still 4-2.
Yeah. Sure.
And now P.J. Walker officially somehow signed to the team.
To the 53-man roster.
Apparently he wasn't before.
He was practice squad, which I think you were allowed to keep a third QB on practice squad.
That's what it is. Yeah, that new rule this year.
So they finally signed him as like Deshaun's backup, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they're moving DTR down to the practice squad, or DTR is gonna back up PJ. I think you give PJ another shot.
Oh, I would for sure.
My opinion.
Yeah.
One more chance. We know what PJ Walker is gonna do. It's not great at all. It is not great.
But I'd rather take my chances with him than the rookie DTR.
I wouldn't.
This season right now?
Right now, give me DTR.
Yeah.
For 2 games.
Just to see.
See what he can do. He brings, in my opinion, he brings more. PJ Walker's not super mobile. DTR is. So you at least have a multiple attack points offensively. PJ's got a good arm. It's not super accurate. He's got great throw power, but most of the time,
Little off target.
it's a little off target. So I don't think it's going to hurt anything. We're not a Super Bowl team. So, yeah, we'll get to the playoffs, but then we'll just get walked.
I mean, as long as either guy can give you 17 points, you're probably going to win at least half your games with that defense.
Should. Keep the defense off the field.
Just kill some clock.
Yeah.
Honestly, get
all
one
you
or
need
two
to do is
first downs.
keep the defense off the field.
Keep them fresh.
Let those guys rest. Because that's the reason why we gave 38 to the Colts.
They were winded.
Yeah. Because
Gassed.
they were on the field for like 45 minutes out of 45 minutes.
If you took this team and put them back to last year with Joe Woods, do you guys have one win?
No. No. We might sneak 4 all year.
Jim Schwartz, MVP.
Absolutely.
Brock Purdy, concussion protocol. No one yet this season has gone into concussion protocol and played that week. So it looks like old Sam Darnold will be under center against the Bengals on Sunday. Any clue what to expect?
I don't know. What I am going to do real quick is pull up Sam Darnold's stats against Cincinnati.
So he's been in the system. Surely he's been studying. I don't think there's anything he can do or can't do that Brock Purdy could do, besides maybe decision making. He's probably slightly less mobile, but similar arm strength. Probably not as accurate. But in that system with those weapons, it's tough to be bad.
So Sam Darnold has 1 game against Cincinnati. He lost. He threw 28 for 48 with 239, no picks, no touchdowns, sacked 4 times.
That does sound like Sam Darnold.
So if he can keep up the no picks, no touchdowns, or no picks, they have a chance.
Just give CMC the ball 35 times. Let your defense play. Don't turn the ball over. You're going to be in the game at least.
Yeah.
He can't be bad.
Because the Niners should have more than 0 sacks this week.
You would think so. That was the most shocking thing. Cousins dropped back 45 times. Didn't get sacked once.
I will say, watching the game, he was very quick.
Oh, yeah.
He was throwing the ball in like 1 second sometimes.
One of the best games I've seen him play, especially considering the defense he was up against.
Yeah. And still getting time for the long ball to Jordan Addison.
He'll be mentioned again later.
Yeah, he will.
God, I think he's currently like wideout 10 or 12 right now in fantasy. Second most touchdowns in the league behind only Tyreek. Tied with like 3 other guys, but...
Yeah.
In a really weird rookie wideout class. Some guys we thought would be great. Some guys we had no clue who they were, like Puka Nacua.
Yeah. Didn't even know he got drafted.
Addison's right there in the top 3 at least. And maybe only going to get better until JJ comes back.
And now, Zach Ertz to the IR.
Nothing huge fantasy-wise. Maybe you could go pick up Trey McBride.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah,
I think he's a quality tight end.
dude.
Then Nick Bolton, dislocated wrist, and that's it.
Yeah, no timetable. You think he's going to miss probably a week or 2.
At least, yeah, you would think.
But leader of that D, but they have so many other pieces there that they'll be fine without him for a week or 2 in the meantime. Probably the best Chiefs D we've seen, definitely in Mahomes' career.
Yeah.
Just a scary thought.
Isn't it?
It really is. Let's go to the film room.
We need a clacker.
a clacker, like the little
Like a director's
director
clacker.
thing. Yeah, that'd be cool. Could be our next prop purchase. Let's start off with my game of the week pick. Wasn't that close.
Did not go as you thought it would.
Ravens just slaughtered the Lions, 38-6.
And
Not shocked the Ravens won,
kind of ran all over them,
without a doubt.
threw all over them. Lamar Jackson back to MVP looking Lamar.
The best quarterback rating on throws 15 yards down the field or longer is Lamar by a huge margin.
I think and Tua, right?
He's got to be up there too.
Or maybe that's their completion percentage on it. I think they're both over 70% on deep balls.
Lamar 21 for 27, 357, 3 scores, no picks, a rushing score with that.
And I think like 30 yards rushing.
Yeah, 36 yards. Gus Bus, quality 64. Completely shut down the Lions offense. Lions, great run team. Couldn't run the ball. 14 attempts, Goff threw the ball 53 times. That's not Lions football.
No.
Amon-Ra, 19 targets, 13 catches, 102. Yeah, held to just 2 field goals. Or no, they went for 2, I guess. Jameer gave the rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Ravens are
Legit.
they're legit. I was a doubter preseason.
Top 5 defense, top 5 offense if they keep this up.
Yeah, finally seeing that Todd Monken effect come into full force. Especially with the Bengals being so down so far, Pittsburgh being Pittsburgh, Brownies having some offensive woes. The Ravens were what, your 5 seed? 4 seed?
I think so.
I think I had them missing the playoffs, so shows you what I know.
Yeah.
How about the, I guess we'll go Cleveland Indy.
You were there.
Didn't expect 8 lead changes and a 39-38 shootout.
I've never been to a game in Indy. How was the environment?
So Cleveland's kind of stands by itself overall, but Indy was a great town, great crowd, hospitable, easy to get to. We parked maybe a mile away, nothing wild there.
It's not bad.
But yeah, really involved, super entertaining game. So many
Definitely.
weird, crazy, memorable plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, Myles Garrett just 2 sacks, two forced fumbles.
2 sacks,
That
2 forced
insane
fumbles,
field goal
block, 6 tackles.
Our boy Gardner Minshew balled out,
Yes, he did.
305, 2 scores, 2 rushing scores,
Yeah.
running around like a madman out there. One of which was 23 yards, I think. Some crazy long touchdowns. Pittman, I think, went for 75,
1 catch for 75 yards on 1 target.
and then complained about it post game.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford, a minute into the game for 69.
65, yeah. I texted you when that happened. I said it's going to be a long day, and it was a long day for everybody.
Yeah, again, but it's super entertaining. Dustin Hopkins, 3
Lights
50-yard plus field goals?
Yeah, I think he's got the record for most consecutive games with a 50-yard plus field goal.
I didn't see that.
Or he's tied. Maybe he's 1 game off.
That's a great record to have.
Yeah.
He put up 25 fantasy points from your kicker spot. Probably won you guys a lot of weeks out there. The overall, really entertaining. Of course, some question marks there on that last drive with the holding call on Cooper, and then the DPI and the ball that went way over the end zone.
My thing on that one is they never call balls uncatchable. Ever. For anyone.
Not anymore. No.
They don't. I agree. Nobody's catching that football. But if you look at 95% of pass interferences that are called, they're all 10 yards overthrown.
Yep.
These quarterbacks throw for them. They don't throw a catchable ball just in case they don't call it and it gets picked.
Yeah, I don't know if refs just don't look for that anymore, because by the rule, it's definitely uncatchable, but never get that call. But overall, he had chances to win besides that.
Agreed.
Kind of blame Pittman for that 15-yard taunting after that score that put you guys in better field position.
I still think taunting is not real.
That's
There was nobody even close to him.
That's
If
probably my
anything,
most
he
hated
threw
call.
the peace sign up to his teammate.
Come on. Yeah, how do you flag a guy for that?
Who cares?
So you can't blame him,
I don't.
but
And I don't
what are you
think
going to do?
we didn't really do anything offensively anyways. So
But you did enough. And the defense did more
just
than
enough. Yeah, the defense carried again. Maybe defense winning championships is true. Who knows?
I'd say so. Bills lose to New England. Is there a more confusing team than Buffalo?
Or is there a more confusing player than Mac Jones?
Week by week. Looks great and
He
looks
looked like
terrible.
an MVP in that final drive.
Which
It's not even week to week. It's drive to drive.
He's so much better in like a no-huddle, quick offense. It's like night and day. When they huddle up and take their time, he looks confused.
Yeah.
But when he's in control, calling plays himself, and running downfield, MVP-level quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Speaking of MVP level quarterbacks, I thought about this the other night. Is there a bigger what if, truly, than Carson Wentz? If Carson Wentz never gets hurt, does he continue to have an injury-plagued career? He was third in MVP and he missed 4 games.
Legit. Incredible 2 years in Philly.
Gets hurt. Continues the rest of his career being hurt.
That's got to factor in a lot because no one goes from being that good to that bad without having an injury factored in. Maybe you go RG3, Andrew Luck if he didn't retire. But
Yeah.
Wentz is definitely in that discussion.
It's unreal. I forgot how good he was.
Oh, prime Wentz?
I forgot. And you can't even say prime.
Because maybe it wasn't.
He's still like, what, 28?
Yeah.
It's unreal. Sad to see, truly.
What could have been? So yeah, Bills now at 4-3.
Such a weird team.
They're
good.
When they're on their game, they're maybe the best team in football.
I can tell you they're good, but I can also tell you they're bad.
Again, just week to week.
Their defense is the only thing that's consistent.
Casey
most
locked
part.
up the Chargers. Kind of no surprises there. But Mahomes went back to prime Mahomes. Cool,
Yes.
424, 4 tutties.
Yeah.
Kelsey, 13 targets, 12 catches, 179.
Kelsey averaging over 100 yards when Taylor Swift is in the stands. 45 yards when she's not.
Just a little bit of extra motivation.
I mean-
Herbie, late pick, didn't look good.
I actually saw a great take on that. What motivation did he have before? He's already regarded as one of the best tight ends ever.
Yeah.
That motivation's gone.
I don't know if you need motivation playing with
I don't
that
think you do.
offense.
I don't think you do.
But when you throw motivation in there,
But, yeah, exactly. When you motivate a man,
have we seen Pete Kelsey yet?
I don't know.
We don't know. You go Sunday night, Eagles-Dolphins. People are talking about the 10 penalties on Miami, none for Philly. That is weird.
It is weird, but a lot of Philly's penalties got offset.
Yeah. It's not like they didn't make any mistakes. They just made them at the right time.
Yeah. And I will say, I believe this game, they called that offensive offsides, but then they changed it. Because I watched it get called, and I was like, the same thing. It was the left guard offsides. Everybody's like, dude, it's not.
That's not even him.
That's clearly a left hand.
But again, the Eagles really putting their first full game together, go to 6-1.
Across the board, Eagles ball. That was Philly football.
And now the question kind of goes to the Dolphins. Are they as good as their record suggests? Because they've beaten 5, let's be honest, below average teams.
Correct.
Got smoked by the Bills, who again, I guess we don't really know what to make of. And then kind of get smoked by Philly.
2 scores. So significant.
But Philly held Tyreek in check, again, 11 for 88. Held Tua in check, only 216. Held the running game in check, only 12 attempts, 45 yards. Granted, without a chain, only 9 for Mostert.
Dolphins are a weird team too.
There's really no sure thing besides, at this point, the Chiefs are back to where we knew they would be at.
The Chiefs are a sure thing, and now the
I think Philly's finally gotten into their last year territory. Because Monday night, Niners lose again
the Vikings,
to a team that they shouldn't have lost to.
and it wasn't pretty.
No, from opening kick to final whistle.
It was not pretty at all.
Vikings D showed up, seemingly out of nowhere. Hold CMC in check, only 15 attempts for 45 yards. Purdy with 2 bad interceptions late. And primetime Kirk Thuggins. one of the best games I've seen him play.
Yeah.
With no JJ either.
No JJ. But Jordan Addison looked just like him.
10 targets, 7 catches, 123, and 2 scores.
He didn't get a third touchdown?
No, unfortunately not.
I thought he did for some reason.
Well, two's good enough. We'll take 2. So your new game of the week picks for week, what are we in, 8 now?
Yes.
Yeah, week 8.
I'm going Texans versus Panthers.
No, I first thought.
Bryce Young
People might
versus
freak out.
C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young's been playing good, aside from the first couple weeks. Here late. Carolina's been close.
Competitive.
They've been very competitive. They're 0-6, but
They're a team that is better than their record suggests.
correct. If you flip a coin, they could be 4-2. But should be a close competitive game. 2 young defenses trying to prove themselves still. 2 young superstar quarterbacks, potential. C.J. Stroud, I would say already at that level.
Honestly, you nailed that call. You said Stroud ceiling, probably 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns. I said, man, that's pretty high for a rookie QB.
He's on pace, dude.
And he fixed every issue I was worried about.
Maybe not 38 scores, but he's definitely on pace for 45. He's already at 1660 at 9 scores.
And what, 1 pick?
Only 1 pick.
Making great reads, incredible footwork.
Yeah.
Off a bye week, maybe they kind of overlook the 0-6 Panthers.
Probably.
It's only a 3-point line.
Should be a competitive game.
Should be close.
And the Stroud-Selly, new league favorite.
I'm here for it.
The gritty's kind of out the window now. I can't remember what they called it. Oh, man, I can't remember. It has a name.
It'll catch on here after this week.
But, yeah, everyone does it now. Olave does it because him and Stroud did it at OSU.
Yeah. Rashid Shaheed?
Yeah. He does it. All the Texans do it.
Gritty so last year.
I do love the Mike Gesicki score, and he still did his like goofy, not gritty.
The best part of that was Mac Jones beside him. And I saw a TikTok. It's like, Mac Jones, what are you doing?
Well, we know Mac Jones can do it.
That was an intentional bad gritty?
It was. He did it at the Pro Bowl.
Really?
Look up Mac Jones Pro Bowl gritty, dude. It looked better than Justin Jefferson.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
What a troll
He
move
did that
there.
intentionally.
That's actually hilarious. I take it back, Mac. My apologies. Balling out and trolling everybody. Prediction? Do the Panthers get off the schneid here?
I think the Panthers take it.
Pull it out.
I think they're 1-6 after this week. I think it'll be a high score. I think we're talking 35-28.
So you called the first loss to a team last year. Now you're calling a team's first win. I like it. I'm going Niners-Bengals. The Sam Darnold coming out party. Bengals off the bye.
Most likely Sam Darnold coming out party.
I can't imagine Purdy plays. In fact, maybe after last week too, even if let's say he's good to go, maybe just give him a week off, settle down a little bit, get back in your groove, let Sam go out there and ball out.
Let the defense do what the defense needs to do.
I want to see the Bengals keep getting back into their groove offensively.
Well, they did. Then they had a setback.
Yeah, keep building on that.
And then they had a bye week.
Off the bye, time for Burrow to heal up a little bit. Maybe Higgins practice catching some balls.
Stop saying Burrow heal up. He's healthy.
Well,
I don't care what anybody says.
Allegedly. Yeah, I think the key is can they lock down CMC because he's going to be getting a lot of touches. I can't imagine Darnold's going to throw more than 20 passes unless he has to.
Shouldn't.
If they're down. So the key story there is the Niners' defense against the Bengals' offense.
Needs to actually hold up.
Yeah.
Fred Warner needs to keep doing Fred Warner things.
He's so smooth, dude.
So good, dude.
I watched a breakdown of him single-handedly make like 3 great reads on one play. He cut off the edge, covered a guy in zone, and then tipped the pass.
Yeah. Unreal.
Maybe the most underrated true player in the league.
Because
linebackers don't get that kind of...
And it doesn't show up on the box score.
Correct. Yeah. But plus
similar to Kittle.
Same thing. Yeah. The best maybe pure tight end in football. He's not getting Kelsey reception numbers, Kelsey touchdown numbers, but his blocking, his leadership.
Yeah.
Unreal.
It's unreal.
I'm going to go Niners win it in a 1-score game.
Makes sense to me.
I'm going to say Burrow, 4th quarter pick.
Whoa.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks.
All right.
Power rankings has been shaken up a little bit.
Quite a bit.
Let's go 5-1 as usual.
Number 5, Dolphins made a big drop. I believe they were 2 last week.
Think so.
2 or 3.
But again, playing another top 5 team on the road, but not a great showing. So still in the top 5, but kind of on the fringe here. Maybe a little bit in panic mode. They play New England this week. Should definitely win. But I want to see a convincing win.
Yes.
Number 4.
Same for Ian. They finally got toppled.
Similar. Kind of on the fringe here. Now you're playing a pretty good team. At least I think so, in Cincy. But you're back at home. Need a win. Maybe not super convincing with Sam Darnold back there, but a win will be a win.
Yeah.
And keep them in the top 5.
You need your defense to be convincing,
For sure.
in my opinion. Number 3, first-timers. And
I think
about-timers.
They're here to stay.
I agree. The Baltimore Ravens.
Do you need to say anything else?
We've talked about them a lot.
Top 5 offense, top 5 defense.
Agreed. And
Lamar playing back at MVP Lamar type level.
I agree.
And again, playing with Gus Edwards as your lead back.
And he's performing not super efficient, but good enough.
Getting the job done.
Yeah. And you're 2-1. You could probably shake up any way you want. Obviously, it's Browns, Cowboys. Best 2 defenses in the league by far.
Not even close. Yeah.
Offenses, doesn't really matter.
Again, probably top 5 quarterbacks with PJ and Dak.
Yeah, probably, give or take. Just kidding. Both those teams suck. The real number 2 is the Eagles. And these spots are not interchangeable.
I totally agree. Yep.
The Eagles finally showed us what true Eagles football is again. They did it in the Kelly Greens, so it made sense.
Hey, don't change it up now.
Don't. Keep them.
Cam called it earlier. Keep wearing those. And 1. Back to where they should be. Back to where they knew they would be.
Kansas City Chiefs at the top of the mountain.
Still have Mahomes. Still have Kelsey. And now a top 5 defense.
Unreal.
I mean, can you get any scarier? No. No.
No.
No. I don't think anything else needs to be said.
I don't think so either. Award prediction recaps. I'm going to be brief with mine.
Yeah, we'll take it. I'm not going to give you stats here. No odds predictions or anything.
I'm just going to give you bona fide Vink answers here.
MVP.
MVP, I don't want to talk about it.
I had Herbie. Not looking great so far.
I have Joey B. Again, also not looking great.
Couldn't predict the injury, though. Could not predict that. OPOY.
CMC,
Looking great.
looking great. Locked in,
Him and
pretty
Tyreek,
much.
clear top 2.
Yeah.
I had Garrett Wilson. Of course, couldn't predict the Rodgers injury. Would have looked a lot better then, but definitely a long shot now. DPOY.
Myles Garrett, baby.
Got Micah. Looks great, but he's no Myles Garrett, that's for sure.
Unfortunately for you, he is not. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Definitely my biggest miss so far. I had Jahmyr Gibbs.
Swing and a miss.
If they utilize him,
You can't predict Dan Campbell not playing Jahmyr Gibbs.
but maybe we should have. Because we saw what happened last year with Swift and Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
People kept saying, oh, well, Monty's not Jamal Williams. No, he's actually better.
Yeah. You're right. I had Stroud.
Locked.
Again, locked in. Nobody's even close, in my opinion. Maybe Puka.
Yeah, but it's going to go to quarterback for sure. Playing to that level as a rookie.
We'll see, because Puka's on pace to get some records, and that could
At least
play
it's a
a
competition.
factor.
Yeah.
But Stroud's probably also on pace for the touchdown record for quarterbacks. Probably, definitely the yard record.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Another close contest.
Same, yeah.
Do we go same pick there?
Yeah,
Jalen Carter?
yep. Lucas Van Ness.
I forgot. I actually thought we had the same pick. Van Ness, yeah, he's a distant 50th place right now.
I'd take the under.
Between Carter and then Devin Witherspoon, who's playing out of his mind and playing much more snaps. That's kind of the one knock on Carter, only playing like 60%. But that's not his decision. That's the Eagles' deep defensive line.
In that 60% game-changing plays.
Still, I think the leading rush or pass rush win rate leader at defensive tackle. Beating Aaron Donald with that as a rookie, pretty insane.
Our division winners, I think some of mine are still on pace. Dolphins, I think they're still on pace. Jacksonville should still be on pace. Eagles on pace. Niners on pace.
I had all 4 of those as well. I actually had Seattle in the NFC West.
Yeah. Saints, I don't know. On pace.
But still anybody's ball game now.
But still anybody's ball game, and Lions on pace.
For sure. I had them as well.
And then I have the Browns and the Broncos. Broncos, swing and a miss, guys.
You can't nail all your calls.
Swing and a miss.
It happens.
Swing and a miss.
No one could have thought the defense would be that bad.
Nobody thought the team could be that bad. Then Browns, technically on pace.
Same thing. Anybody's ball
But
game still.
Who knows?
Super Bowl matchup. We had the identical picks.
Niners, Bengals. I believe you had the Niners winning. I have the Bengals winning. Technically on pace.
Who knows?
But
We're
yeah,
7 weeks
who
in, man.
knows?
Anything can still happen here.
Who knows?
Do you want to go to a little quick break here before fantasy talk?
Yeah, we can do that.
Sounds good to me. SNS episode 59, back after this. Cam, we're long due to get back in prime shape. Would you agree with that?
I would love to peak, yes.
Because again, Shane being successful, being a man of physical labor now, he's got to be in shape.
He's going to be in shape.
He's really surpassing us, and I don't care for that.
He is. His mic skills are getting better. His body's going to be better.
He's younger than us,
He's younger.
probably a little better looking.
Eh,
On a good day. A little
eh,
haircut might help.
I wouldn't go that far.
Either way, he's got a lot of things going right for him.
He does.
We got to get back on our A game.
We do.
But the thing is, I really hate going to the gym.
It's tough.
Crowded, sweaty,
Yeah.
a lot of
There's no small gyms anymore.
influencers in there taking up space, and
Taking pictures.
I don't want that, man.
I don't either. I'd like some privacy,
And just, a better,
routine.
more involvement,
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I got a card in front of me right here that could solve all those problems.
All of them.
Evan Keaton, ACE certified personal trainer.
Meaning we go to the gym together.
Well, you would think that, but he actually comes to you.
Well, that's impossible. I don't have anything to work out with.
So you would think that. I thought the same thing.
What am I going to do? Bench press my couch?
He brings equipment with him
Oh,
on location to wherever you want to go. Of course, a small fee based on the distance. This man's ACE certified.
how
I
do
don't know
get a hold of
exactly
this
what that
guy?
means, but if you want to reach out to him, email allthingsfitness15@gmail.com. Cell phone 937-308-6324. And website at allthingsfit.org.
That's where you're getting your .orgs confused.
Exactly. This man's professional. He's a .org. Also, definitely won the Halloween costume contest.
Absolutely. Which I would like for anyone who listens, send us pictures of you in your Halloween costume
Great call, actually. I
for
forgot
our
about that.
Halloween episode.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So we'll have all you guys in the promo when we do our episode post. Send us your Halloween costumes. I've already got a certified trainer, Evan Keaton, and my realtor, Trey Shepard, who plays a mean Jason, by the way.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
We had Terrifier at our party.
Great costume.
Phenomenal. And not
Yeah.
just great costume, but great character work.
Absolutely great character work.
He was like Heath Ledger playing the Joker. Man, this guy was involved.
Yeah. And I love the bag because that scene, it reminds me of the scene where he's at the cashier. And he's just, he goes to buy a horn. And the dude's like, that'll be like $8.99. And he starts pulling stuff out of the bag. It's all the tools, like knives and stuff. It's a whole scene that he did.
I've not actually seen the movie.
Yeah, he did a whole scene. You
Legit.
didn't even know.
That reference went above my head, but it's still terrifying.
It is.
I'll give him that. How about some final cigar notes here?
Overall, the Banff Punisher, very good.
5 out of 5 on the name.
Absolutely. Flavor-wise, wasn't as complex as I thought it would be. Through the Connecticut part, even with the slight Maduro wrapping in there, very creamy, very Connecticut flavored, which makes sense. Most of the wrapper was Connecticut. So I was actually glad it shifted off of the spice because I was getting kind of a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got really creamy, nutty, just milk chocolate. It's very desserty through the middle,
Right up your alley.
which, yes, is right up my alley. So overall, flavor, I give a 4. Burn was a 3. kind of as expected with the multiple different wrappers combined.
Probably one thing you'll sacrifice in lieu of flavor. Yeah,
absolutely. Appearance was 5. Oh my God,
gotta be. Come on,
a beautiful cigar. Like I said, I'll post the picture of the unlit cigar for you guys. Draw was a 3, very tight.
Yeah. Again, maybe that weird shape.
Yeah,
having some effect there.
Personal was a 4, so overall was a 19 out of 25. Great stick.
Oh yeah,
and I would definitely stock up on them as possible, as much as
just
possible.
for the uniqueness of it too.
Yeah.
My Monte Cristo 1935 anniversary, number 2, appearance-wise, again a 5. It's Monte, top-notch quality, rolled perfectly, great wrapper, pyramid cap, just perfect. Burn, also a 5. One initial light, no touch-ups, even throughout, no wonkiness at all. Draw, also a 5. Nice and loose all the way through, no complaints there whatsoever. Flavor of 4, got some nice bitter dark chocolate there, about the halfway mark, with those leathery, earthy, kind of Maduro notes. And then personal of 4, so a grand total, near perfect, 23 out of 25. Again, higher price, but you're never going to go wrong with a nice Monte Cristo.
No, you're not.
Suck fantasy.
Hey-o.
Well done. Couple notes here, and just talking points.
Alvin Kamara.
Potential league winner.
League winner. I think not potential. I think that's locked in.
He's getting 37 targets a game.
He's the one consistent player on the team.
The only guy you can trust, fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
I think his lowest score in the 4 weeks he's been back has been like 19.
Unreal.
Peaked at 33, I think, this week. Again, he's on pace for the most running back targets of all time after missing 3 games. Now that pace probably unsustainable once Carr gets healthier and can throw a little more downfield.
Should be.
Either way, though.
But Kamara's great on wheel routes.
Was probably your 3rd RB taken if you went 7th, 8th round and waited for that suspension to light up. Been a great pickup for me, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Is it time to bail on Calvin Ridley?
If he's your starter, yes. And if he's your starter, that's your fault.
And by bail, I don't mean drop. Because I still don't think he's droppable.
I don't think he's droppable.
But definitely benchable.
Benchable for sure.
Great week 1, and then really nothing past that.
Nothing since.
Hasn't eclipsed 45 yards in a game.
No. I don't know what's going on.
Well, if you watch the film, and I've read a lot of Jags fans' comments, he pretty much just runs sideline routes. Like verticals.
Yeah.
And he's getting locked in by the sideline, getting knocked out of bounds. That's a tough throw to make.
It's not his fault, though.
No, it's play calling to a degree.
Yeah.
But give him some more spots over the field.
Ins, outs. If you're going to give him a sideline route, give him a corner.
8 yards. Run a button route. Something different.
Yeah. Don't just run a streak.
Because Christian Kirk is getting all those slants over the middle, and numbers back that up.
Yeah.
Either way, benchable for sure, but don't quite give up on him just yet.
Not yet. Dalton Kincaid. Pick him up. Dawson knocks out. Kincaid's going to get targets, red zone targets.
Probably IR for Knox.
He's going to get scores.
He went 8 for 8 in targets and catches last week, 75 yards.
Great hands.
And playmaker, big dude in the slot for the most part.
Phenomenal tight end.
Great red zone threat, like you said. This could be maybe not a league winner, but especially at tight end where there's really not a whole lot to choose from. He's still available in like 50% of leagues out there. If it's not too late to put your waivers in for Dalton Kincaid,
pick him up.
Go get him. And if you drafted him and benched him, he's your starter now.
And now it's finally time for a full SNS League breakdown.
A lot of good here and some bad.
Shane, number 1 in the East Division, 5-2.
Would not have guessed that myself.
Tyreek Hill.
He'll win the games by himself.
I think he has Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown.
Yeah. That's a hell of a combo. And Goddard after he's passed 3 great weeks.
And Kirk.
Over Mike Evans on his bench.
And he has Mike Evans on his bench.
So not a great running back core with Mixon, Darrell Henderson, Damian Pierce. But hey, when you got those 3 top-tier wideouts, and Jared Goff, who's usually putting up top 10, top 12 QB numbers, going to win the games right there.
Number 2 in that division, the aforementioned Trey Shepard at 4-3 with Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Gus Edwards, Jalen Waddle, Calvin Ridley, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk. Niners defense also has Breece Hall to sub in, has Kincaid, Kareem Hunt, Packers D, Solid team overall, but I can see why it makes sense that he's 4-3. Saquon being out, Lamar Jackson, slow start, but it's a dangerous team, especially with Debo being out, Ayuk being in.
Then you got me at 3-4. A lot of potential that hasn't quite come to fruition. Of course, Eckler missed a lot of time with injuries. Herbie's not been what I expected so far. Kenny Walker's been great. Olave with Carr being hurt, not quite putting up the numbers I thought. But I love Laporta, love Jordan Addison. Drizzy Drake London probably a starter now. But overall, I'm not loving this team. But
You got Stroud coming back.
Still 3-4.
Just in case you want to play matchups between him and
Herbie.
Herbie.
I need Eckler to finally produce like a third overall pick.
Yeah.
Should.
Yeah. Because you have no running back depth.
I thought Eckler and K9 would be enough.
Should be.
So far, not the case.
Trey, number 1 overall pick, 1-6. He's pretty much scraping to try and find good players with Justin Jefferson going on the IR. He's got Sam Howell, Jalen Warren, Zach Moss, Devontae Smith, KJ Osborne, Darren Waller, Rashid Rice.
But quality bench depth here.
Yeah.
Monty coming back healthy.
Monty, Jake Ferguson,
Tank Dell,
Rashawn Johnson, Justin Fields whenever he comes back.
I like Josh Downs a lot.
Josh Downs. Got a lot of potential to turn it around. The West Division. Larry Vaughn.
Anybody's ball game here.
Larry Vaughn, 5-2 with Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Godwin, Michael Thomas. He's got Jamar Chase coming back. He had Khalil Herbert go out. But he also has James Cook.
Evan Engram, quality so far.
Waiver wire was kind to Larry Vaughn.
I would say more like Larry Vaughn is a very smart waiver wire player.
Got Bill Alexander, 4-3. Mahomes, Miles Sanders, Craig Reynolds, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Dalton Schultz, Terry McLaurin. Burrow coming off of a bye, Curtis Samuel, Tyler Higbee, Marvin Mims, if he ever gets involved, Latavius Murray.
That IR spot be very nice when he comes back. Kyron Williams.
Absolutely. Demi, 4-3 also, with Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Pacheco, Amon-Ra, Debo Samuel, TJ Hawk, Jacoby Myers, Cortland Sutton on the bench. That'll be great while Debo's out, but also has Deontay Johnson. So a lot of wideouts to play here.
I believe they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Probably.
I think she was 4-0 at one point.
And then we go to the North Division. Matt Gordon.
Lost to me week 1.
Has
since
not
won
lost
6
since.
straight.
He's got Russell Wilson, Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift, Puka Nacua, T. Higgins, Travis Kelce, Raheem Mostert.
And look at his bench, too.
On the bench, you got Adam Thielen, Romeo Dobbs, Elijah Mitchell, Jahan Dotson, Rashad White, Tyler Lockett, and CeeDee Lamb. Guy's team's stacked.
And that record backs that up.
You got me, 3-4. My team's just letting me down. There's really nothing else to say.
Join the club, pal.
I got Josh Allen, CMC, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has panned out once.
We thought those first 3 picks would be phenomenal.
Christian Watson, trending up.
He'll be back. Yeah, he'll be bouncing back.
Marquise Brown, been solid. Jonnu Smith,
Sneaky.
solid.
Yeah.
Josh Palmer, Browns defense. Graham Gano's been terrible. I got D-Hop on the bench. Javonte Williams now.
And how about that IR spot?
Borderline starter, but I got A-Chain on the IR. I picked up Salvin Ahmed just to make sure. I got Njoku, Sky Moore. I've gotten pretty lucky with when I play Sky Moore.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes.
But yeah, no high hopes there.
Our boy,
unfortunately.
Evan Keaton.
Evan Keaton, 2-5 with Jordan Love, Alexander Madison, Brian Robinson, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Kyle Pitts, Gabe Davis. You got Zach Ertz on the IR. You got Nico Collins on the bench, Geno on the bench, Aaron Jones on the bench, Garrett Wilson. A lot of potential. Unfortunately, injuries to some other people.
And it's tough to play fantasy when you're an ACE-certified personal trainer.
Exactly.
Devoting your
You're a little
entire
busy.
schedule to that.
You're a little busy. And that's all she wrote.
Are you comfortable losing to Shane right now? 2 games back?
I'll accept it. I think he's got probably the highest scoring team, so it makes sense. But what I'm not losing to Shane in is in Sleepers of the Week.
That is a full-blown guaranteed right there.
You've got the point totals from last week. Go ahead and read them out.
From last week.
Also, Austin had Jordan Addison, if you guys don't remember.
And Alvin Kamara. Shane, a respectable 72.26. That's solid for sleepers.
Last year, that would have won every game.
He had Dallas Goedert, 18 points. Pacheco, 16. Algier, 14. Jalen Waddle, 12. Hurt to have DK missing that game. Gabe Davis, 1.6. But hey, you can't hit all your sleeper picks. Again, solid week. Just edged out by Cam, 79.9. Again, no one really let you down besides Ridley. Average solid point scores from Andre, 14.5. Rashad White, 16. Cam Sutton, or Cortland Sutton, 20. Ritter almost had that touchdown there at the end.
Oh,
he fumbled away.
I was so mad.
But still 13.8. Just behind my quarterback, Matt Stafford, with 14. But my heavy hitters, Kamara, 30. Addison, 31. Jerome Ford, 17.
And you beat us right there.
You could have cut out the rest of my guys. Grand total of 114.24, taking me to 4 wins in Sleeper, Cam 2, and Shane 0.
It's time to turn it around. We pre-drafted because Shane's not here, so we drafted a God squad for him.
This is Shane's week to win.
It is.
Which we'll put an asterisk on it.
Yeah.
But a win's a win.
So
we had first pick.
You just want to go Shane's team, then my team, then your team? Or?
That works, yeah. This went pre-show.
Shane's team, C.J. Stroud, Brees Hall, Joe Mixon, C.D. Lamb, Rashid Shaheed, who's averaging almost a touchdown a game, Jake Ferguson, and Josh Downs.
Team stacked.
Loaded.
Should definitely win.
Loaded. My team, Dak Prescott, Gus Edwards, Ramondre Stevenson, Garrett Wilson, Rashee Rice, George Kittle, and then probably I dug deep for this
I
one.
cannot believe, honestly, how you even found this guy.
I think he's like wide receiver 55.
Yeah.
Fellow by the name Cooper Kupp.
Who does he play for?
I think he plays for the Rams.
Is he a rookie? No, that's a Puka dude.
Yeah, I think he's like a third-year guy, maybe.
Huh. Well, hey, man, if it works out, it works out. It's a deep call. I'm getting wild at quarterback.
I still can't believe he took it.
Sam Darnold, baby. Let's go.
That's real. That's written down. He drafted Sam Darnold.
Look, again, I got 4 wins here. I'm trying to make it even a little
You have
bit.
a win. You have a couple games to give.
And hey, Darnold, in that system, could easily give me at least 18 points.
Or
Zero.
-5.
It's very possible, too. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Damian Pierce. We talked about Pierce. This is his best time to show up here. After a bye, line's getting healthy, playing a decent Carolina rush defense. Should put up some good numbers. Wideouts, we're going Josh Reynolds and Tank Dell. Dalton Kincaid at tight end, and Josh Palmer in the flex. True sleeper team. I like it a lot. Can we take down Shane's God Squad? We'll find out.
We will. NCAA.
Nothing really substantial this week. We want to cover the Michigan story next week when more details come out. That whole thing is very fascinating, very weird, and keeps getting worse by the day. But on the field, Buckeyes over Penn State. Close
Barely.
game. Tight game. Defense played well. McCord played well enough.
Yeah,
And-
he's still a question mark to me.
Of course. He'll be the biggest question mark on that team. But Penn State just cannot quite get over that hump to compete with the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. Probably never will. You had Bama over Tennessee, and not a super close game. Utah, 2-point win over USC. Again, knocking them out of title contention. 2 losses now. Caleb Williams, 1 rushing score. No throwing, no picks. Played all right. Not a Heisman game. Maybe he was tanking. Who knows? Iowa finally goes down, thankfully, in another typical Iowa game. 12-9. I mean, just great, exciting football.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Real
But now they will
gritty,
not make the Big Ten championship, thank God.
gritty, gridiron football right there.
2.5 yards in a cloud of dust. The big upset. 1-5 Virginia takes down undefeated North Carolina, knocking them out of probably playoff contention. In a bad conference, can't imagine them getting back into a top 4, top 6 kind of spot. Upcoming this week, you got Oregon, Utah in a big-time Pac-12 battle. Florida, Georgia, rivalry game. Georgia should definitely take care of business, though. Florida's really taking a step back this year. And then the only other ranked matchup is Duke and Louisville. It's not a basketball game. It's Duke, Louisville, ranked in football.
That's unreal.
Who would have thought? Now it's our time to shine. Shane, I wish he was here for this, but, you know.
Our first true NBA segment. Tip-off was yesterday or Tuesday, as of you guys hearing this. But before we get into that, got a couple contract extensions. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 3 years, $186 million, $62 million a year, new record for
By
yearly.
what, 10 mil?
It's, I think, 7.
Yeah, shattered.
I think Jaylen Brown's at 55 a year.
I mean, well deserved.
Agreed.
You bring Dame in, you got your guy staying put in Milwaukee.
Agreed.
They asked him, "Oh, why here?" And Giannis is like, "This is my city, dude."
He probably owns the city. The only person in contention is probably Aaron Rodgers.
Still.
Yeah. Jaden McDaniels gets paid 5 years, $136 million. Quality Timberwolves 6-man. Love him. I'm a big fan. I think he does a lot on the court. A lot of intangibles. Great player. Probably could have made more, in my opinion.
If you went elsewhere?
No, I think he deserves more, I guess I should have said.
Okay.
No other contract signings. However, the NBA is set to add 2 new teams when their new media deal gets completed, and the resounding frontrunners are Las Vegas and back to Seattle.
I'm stoked for that. I can't wait.
I would love for them to somehow pull off getting the Supersonics back.
Probably some trademark things there with OKC.
Maybe
but I'm
you
sure
can buy
a
it
deal,
out.
Yeah, it could be a deal worked
Yeah.
out, right?
That'd be awesome.
Because I don't want a team in Seattle that's not the Sonics, right? It's so iconic.
No. Yeah, you don't. James Harden's on pace to play after this road trip.
I guess a lot more came out about that, him missing time because of his mother's illness.
Yeah.
Not maybe quite as much as the whole debacle with Morey
Yeah.
and not wanting to play in Philly.
So he stayed back to stay at the practice facility in Camden to get rehabilitated back to playing with the team. He's set to on pace to play, maybe not start, but when they come back after their 2-game road trip.
Shane, thoughts on that?
And that's probably about as much as you would get on a normal show. But the Clippers also paused trade talks amidst tip-off. Curious to see what's going on there. They want to focus on Kawhi and Paul George finally playing together. Russ still there. So we'll see what happens. Now it's time for game coverage. Tip-off games. Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors, Suns.
Didn't disappoint.
No. The Lakers probably disappointed most people. Wasn't necessarily close. But Jokic opens the season with a 29-point triple-double.
Come on. Are you surprised?
No.
My buddy said, he made the comment, is there anybody else who can just roll off the couch and dominate like that?
No.
Come on. He makes it look so easy.
It's unreal. The Warriors, I think they were 10 for 36 from 3.
I think he said like 10 for 43.
Yeah, it's like 23%. Can't do that. You just can't. You're the Warriors.
Yeah, 10 for 43 for the Warriors. Individual box score. Rough night kind of all around. Clay, 6 for 18. Steph, 8 for 20. Chris Paul, 4 for 15, including 0 of 6 from 3. Dario Saric, 3 for 11.
And they were still in a 4-point game. And the Suns played good.
Great coming out for Nurkic.
Yeah.
Cool, 14 and 14. Only 8 shots, efficient. Kind of closed the game out late.
Yep.
KD, kind of uncharacteristic. Only 2 3-pointers taken.
Still solid overall. Not great efficiency. I think he was 7 for 22.
That's with no Bradley Beal either.
But that is without Bradley Beal.
Same old D-Book
32.
on 21 shots. Eric Gordon, 4 for 16 in like 31 minutes.
Yeah, odd.
Again, without Beal, he's probably the guy to plug in there.
Yeah.
Not a ton of bench minutes from the guys that they all picked up.
Yeah, Yuta should be getting more minutes, in my opinion.
And then did you see the thing there where there's a tampering with Drew Eubanks, and they lost next year's second-round pick?
Who's tampering with Drew Eubanks?
Right.
Who cares?
Who are you tampering against?
Yeah, and I don't think you were outbidding anybody.
Not a chance.
But overall, fun games. And now, kind of a new thing. We didn't really do this last year. But we're going to preview tonight's games. NBA Thursday.
Firstly, if you're not watching the best TV show in America, inside the NBA, the boys have returned.
Yeah. And you have two teams tipping off, the 76ers and the Bucks. It's time to see what Dame can do in Milwaukee. And we'll kind of get a first taste of the 76ers without Harden if the trade goes through. So right now the money line is Milwaukee -6. Seems a little low.
For opening tip,
But
I get it.
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. I cannot wait to see the Giannis Dame pick and roll.
Should
and
be good.
how they try to stop that.
Then another great game, Suns-Lakers. Hopefully the Lakers play a little better than they did against the Nuggets, but they still scored. I think they scored like 112. Solid scoring, just not great defensively.
That's with AD going over second half.
Yeah. So, two great games.
Predictions?
Bucks and Suns.
I'm going to go Bucks and give me the Lakers at home.
Taking the two favorites.
Are Lakers favored?
Yeah,
actually-
-6.
Really, that's kind of shocking to me, actually.
They're at home.
Is 6 points a typical home advantage?
Give or take, yeah.
I definitely feel better about the Bucks, though.
And now, the long-awaited return. Team of the week.
4 months here in the making, if not longer.
Who's your team?
I debated the Thunder. Tough schedule, though. But fun young team, like them a lot.
I took a tough schedule, in my opinion.
I'm locking in the LA Clippers.
There you
Like
go.
you mentioned, the first time that PG and Kawhi playing opening night together. They've got the Blazers, Jazz, Spurs, and Magic. Want to see how Ivica Zubac matches up with Victor in their third game there in San Antonio. Should be 4 winnable games. I want to see them play the Blazers. I think it's tonight, right? Like current. Because I thought about the Blazers too, with a whole new roster there and some fun young players. Want to see how Scoop plays his first game. But Clippers should go at least 3-1, in my humble opinion.
Agreed. I took the Kings, who by all means handled business tonight against the Jazz. There's a minute left, and it's 130 to 111. Sabonis, 12 and 22. Keegan Murray, 15 and 8. De'Aaron Fox, 18, 6 and 5. And Harrison Barnes, 33 points.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So don't forget about me over here.
And everyone on the roster has played.
What Laurie Markkinen put up?
I
DNP.
told you 22 and 12.
DNP. Yeah. My Clippers up 17, going 3 minutes left second quarter.
So Kings handled in Utah. They have the Warriors at home and Lakers at home. Tough games. I'm thinking 2-1. I think they'll take one against the Warriors and lose against the Lakers. Wouldn't shock me if they go 3-0.
Time for our first inaugural Victor Wembanyama update. Late third quarter against Dallas. Are you ready for this? 6 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 4 shots. Only 15 minutes. He has 4 fouls. That's probably the issue there. 2 steals, 1 block.
Surprised? No.
Let the hype die down a little bit here.
Not shocked. He's gonna foul.
He has to.
He's going to foul. He is going to be in foul trouble a lot.
Because every team's thing should be driving right at him, right?
Yes,
Get
because
him
you
into
are
foul trouble.
going to draw a foul. Luka, 23, 11, and 8. Plenty of time to get 2 more assists. 2 for 8 from 3, uncharacteristic. 9 for 18 overall, solid. Tim Hardaway, 3 for 7 from 3, 5 for 11 from the floor, 15 points. Kyrie Irving, 6 for 13, 0 for 2 from 3, 12 points, 5 assists. Maxi Kleber, 3 points, 4 boards. Grant Williams, 9 points, 4 boards. Derek Lively, 6 for 6, 14 points, 6 boards.
Is he actually Dwight Powell?
Probably.
You know my favorite thing about this box score? There's no Reggie Bullock in here.
That is true. That is true. Standouts from the Spurs would be Mr. not Victor Wembanyama.
Who would have thought?
Devin Vassell. 19 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. Zach Collins with 14 points, 2 assists, 2 boards. 0 for 4 from 3, though. Maybe we scoot him up a little bit. Sochan, which I believe was the first person to greet Victor after he was drafted. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 for 4 from 3, 4 for 11 overall.
What's your boy Chetty Osman off the bench?
Chetty Osman, 3 for 6, 1 for 3 from 3, 7 points. I miss him already.
Buckeye legend Malachi Branham, 7 points on 7 shots off the bench. We've talked about it so much. Do you have any... Is there any way Victor actually matches the hype this year? It's been set way too high, right?
Cavs beat the Nets by 1. Cam Thomas off the bench in 25 minutes, 36 points.
If only Shane was here to pick up that most improved player props.
2 for 5 from 3 and 13 for 21 from the floor. But you can't beat Maxi Strus putting up 27, Donovan Mitchell putting up 27, Darius Garland putting up 15, Isaac Okoro finally playing some offense, 18 points, and Evan Mobley putting up 10. I have been waiting for Isaac Okoro's breakout year. He was one of my favorite picks they've drafted in the last 5 years. I've been waiting. He's a great defender, but they just have not found a way to utilize him offensively, and they finally have, I hope. And he could be most improved.
Yeah, probably a long shot out on that pick. Jared Allen hurt, start the year off?
I think
A
so.
little banged up. No Twin Towers quite yet, but overall enough to get the job done in Brooklyn. Want to go
Let's talk UFC.
You guys all saw it. Unexpected, at least in that fashion.
Head kick.
Boom.
Head
KO.
shot.
To quote the great Rocky Edwards.
Yeah.
First round. Before that, pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
I think Islam definitely had the advantage. But then, again, out of nowhere.
Islam striking takes over.
This man is legit, this Khabib 2.0 with substantially better striking.
Yeah.
How do you stop that?
You don't.
Now, Volk, post-fight, kind of talked about taking some time off, getting mentally back into the game.
No,
Still
he
plans
didn't.
to fight Topuria.
He said he wants to fight in January.
We talked about some mental health stuff. Just had a baby, I know. Missed a lot of time from family. After 2 losses like that, kind of got to get your head back on right, you know?
Well,
But great respect for him and Islam post-fight as well, and the next day.
yeah.
You know, posting pictures, whatever. But yeah, still plans to fight Ilya in January.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
That's Volk for you.
I'm going to guess probably no head kick finish there, but you never know.
There might be.
You never know.
It may not be. I genuinely think he's got his hands full with Topuria.
Topuria is legit.
He is probably the most technical striker he's fought.
And that new guard, because Volk's cleared out the entire division.
Yeah.
This is your best competitor right now, still improving, fight by fight.
It's insane. Watching him fight by fight is unreal. The differences.
Not just getting better, but getting like leagues better
Yeah.
against better competition. So what better way to test that skill than against the number
GOAT.
3 ranked pound for pound?
Yeah.
And definitely the GOAT of that division. Yeah. The co-main, maybe a little shocking.
Usman versus Hamzat. Hamzat had his hands full. Majority decision. Honestly, could have went either way.
Now, see, there's a talk about the first round being 10-8. I don't think it was.
It was. I think 100% the first round was 10-8. I think the rest of them could be anyone's game.
But overall, impressed by Usman to come off the couch on a 10-day short notice.
And fight, 10 pounds heavier than he's used to fighting.
Yeah. I guess, a true animal. Let's be honest here.
And that fight brought about the question from the notorious MMA, should number one contender fights be 5 rounds?
Now, that
Yes.
idea I actually love.
I think they should.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a completely different ballgame if it's 5 rounds.
Most co-mains are 5. All your championship fights, interim fights are 5. Why not number one contender matches?
Which, I guess technically it wasn't a number one contender match for middleweight. But
based on the weight class they fought at, yeah. But going forward, though, I'd love to see that be implemented.
I would too.
What's the downside?
There is none.
How many of those fights even go a full 5 anyway?
Not many.
Maybe half, if that.
Yeah.
Because, like you saw at the end of the third, even beginning of the third, Hamza was pretty gassed.
Yeah.
He's used to getting finishes so quick, not taking any damage at all, that a little bit of adversity, a little pushback, maybe got to go improve that gas tank.
Agreed.
And the other question, which I think is a little absurd, is Hamza getting a title shot now?
On Leon, yeah. He should.
He's talking 185.
Oh, Sean?
Yeah.
For what?
For a title fight with Sean.
For beating Kamaru Usman, who
Correct. Yeah.
doesn't fight in that division?
Yeah. It's ludicrous, right?
He's got to fight somebody actually in the division first, right?
Fight Leon first, if anything. Even then.
Even if he wants to stay at 185, fight someone at 185, like Paulo Costa. If he beat Paulo, then yes.
There's
I
a
could see it.
conversation at least.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because then you move up to the number 6 or number 5 or whatever. But fight somebody. Who is Kamaru Usman in middleweight?
Unfortunately, nobody.
Yeah. It makes no sense why that would ever be the fight. And honestly, I don't think Hamza wins that fight.
Not based on what I saw against Usman.
No. Because Hamzat's never fought somebody with forward pressure.
No, not just a weird style as Sean has. And Hamzat's, Sean's not going to be scared of Hamzat.
And Sean's not going to give you any room to shoot or take him down at all. He's going to be in your face, jabbing
for
consistently.
25 minutes.
For 45 minutes if you wanted to go 45.
If need be. But Hamzat would be gassed by the 17th minute.
Probably. And we've never seen Hamzat fight off his back foot.
Hasn't had to.
Yeah. Your best bet would be the Kevin Holland route where you just sprint at him as soon as the bell rings. That's the only time you'll have forward pressure against Sean Strickland.
Yeah, I think your smartest route here is go back to 170, make your title shot there. I would still have one more fight before Leon, but whatever. No one in that division, the top 8 guys there have not fought in like 8 months.
Yeah.
Division's been totally stalemated. So fight somebody there, fight Leon, and then maybe, if you want to go for your double champ status, go fight Sean. At that point, at least if you say you have a belt, it's a little more deserved to move up and go for double champ. But right now, not deserved, and he wouldn't win.
No.
Let's move on. That weird stoppage, Johnny Walker.
We're in the desert, dude.
Apparently, he didn't understand the ref. There's a language barrier there, for one.
Slight.
Not the ref, the doctor, I should say.
Yeah.
And it was one quick question and an immediate decision, which is also pretty odd.
It's odd. And in the desert is a Johnny Walker answer.
Yeah, like that's exactly what he would say.
Yes.
A lot of fighters mentioned they really don't even know what round it is throughout the fight. That's a weird question to ask, too. They can't tell. First round, maybe, because you just started, but that shouldn't be the only criteria to keep a guy in the fight or not.
No.
So no contest.
He didn't look bad.
No.
He didn't look dazed.
He had a small laceration on his
Small
forehead.
cut.
That was it.
Very odd.
So hopefully get that a rematch or something. At least don't knock Johnny for that. And don't knock Magomed either. It wasn't his fault.
No, I agree.
They both look good. So, yeah, rematch that in 3-4 months. Let's run it back. No fights this weekend, but some big news.
Well, hang on. We got one more person to talk about.
Is that a fact?
It is. The UFC debut of Shera Magomedov, the Russian assassin.
Probably undefeated.
12-0 now. He fought Bruno Silva, vet, no slouch.
Yeah, of course. That's a decent fight right there.
Landed 222 of 274 strikes.
Good Lord.
No takedowns.
No attempts.
No attempts. He said, I'm going to whoop this dude's ass. Landed 113 of 154 significant strikes. 52 out of 92 to the head. 22 out of 24 to the body. 35 out of 38 to the legs.
Talk about efficient.
Yeah. And, mind you, Bruno Silva was 3 for 7 on takedowns with 6 minutes of ground control. So you eliminate a whole round from the fight.
His best defense when he's getting pieced up like that.
Yeah.
We have a date for the debut?
That was on the
that
card.
was his first
Yeah,
fight there?
It was the first prelim. But yeah, he's the one-eyed wonder.
Oh, yeah. I've seen his, yeah.
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 He's got like a glass eye or something.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah. Imagine if he had both.
Now he's not missing a single strike.
No. Unreal. Excited to see what he can do.
Dagestani, of course, right?
Yes.
But not a wrestler. Who's coming and throwing.
He is. He can wrestle.
Oh, they all can. It's
Yeah.
instinct.
But he's in middleweight.
Chooses not to.
He's in middleweight.
Hamzat coming at you, bro.
So we'll see how quick his path to the rankings is.
Ranked opponent next.
Maybe not
A
next.
little soon for that.
Give him 2 more fights and then a ranked opponent.
See what happens.
But start slowly creeping towards the
course.
top 15.
Yeah. Now, big news for 295? 296?
I think it's 295.
Main event not happening anymore.
Oh, it is. It's different.
2 different fighters. John Jones, torn pec, out for at least 8 months.
Stipe off the card. He has no reason to fight anyone
That's
besides
expected.
John Jones.
There's no point. Yep.
And I agree. I think John Jones has no reason to fight anyone besides Stipe.
But you know what? I'm not that upset because the replacement fight is honestly the most exciting fight at heavyweight.
An absolute banger.
Sergey Pavlovich, a.k.a. Michael Myers, against Tom Aspinall.
A.k.a. the Jack the Ripper.
Most talented overall heavyweight in quite a while.
This is going to be like a throwback to Lesnar versus Mir.
That's actually a great comparison. If you're Tom, avoid that one huge shot from Sergey.
That's all you have to do.
You got a better ground game. You
Don't take him down.
probably keep the distance and
You can
piece
keep
him
the
up.
distance and stand and bang. Just weave. Son.
Avoid that kill shot.
Weave. Just weave. For the love of God, weave and roll with punches.
Aspinall, better gas tank, at least that we know of, because Sergey's ended all his fights very early.
Yeah.
Typically first round KOs.
But he is
So-
Michael Myers. So I don't think he's ever smiled in his life.
No, and it again, just keeps coming at you.
Yeah. Very slowly, but keeps pace somehow.
Drag him to deep waters, get him late in the fight. This will be a 5-rounder, thankfully, as
Yeah.
an interim title fight. No matter what, who wins? You got to wait for Jones, right?
Yeah.
Because Stipe is not going to fight the winner. Again, no
No.
reason to. Do you wait 8 months for John Jones? Or do you take a next contender, and regardless of title status, you let Jones fight Stipe again in 8 months?
I think that's the route they should go. Because Jones, let's be honest, probably doesn't care if he has the heavyweight belt or not.
Just wants to beat Stipe.
Yeah, he just wants to fight Stipe, whether it's a title match or not. It's a legacy fight for him, no matter if Stipe has the belt or not. So, and if Stipe were to win, he would relinquish the belt.
Retire right away.
Yeah. So, I don't think the title actually matters. I think they both just want to fight each other. And that makes sense to me. And
Yeah.
I think you need to let that happen. It wouldn't shock me if John Jones relinquishes the belt totally.
Well, if it went according to plan, he would beat Stipe at 295 and then retire, like you talked about.
Yeah.
So put that same thing on delay. Again, whether belt or not. Sucks for Stipe. I mean, getting older by the day.
Yeah.
But Jones off injury maybe levels the playing field a little bit.
I don't think so.
It shouldn't, honestly. But I'm glad at least for a delay, don't have to watch Stipe get his ass kicked quite yet.
And then the new main event is Yuri Prohaska versus Alex Pereira.
Same thing. Super stoked for that one.
Actual light heavyweight belt. And I think whichever one wins will be the long-term holder.
Yeah, I think they both beat Jamal Hill when he does come back.
He's sneaky, though.
You never know. Got that 99 power, according to UFC
He does.
5.
He does.
But
He's
yeah,
sneaky.
Two absolute bangers.
But, yeah, two warriors, just class acts going at it.
Legit samurai versus Brazilian, stone cold,
Yeah.
professional. Like if you created
This
almost
is a Deadliest Warrior fight.
Mortal Kombat style.
No, it's Deadliest Warrior.
That's a better comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that show.
That should come back.
I'm going to rewatch it.
It's actually coming back during this fight.
Yeah.
Let him fight in full gear too. Give Yuri some samurai armor.
That's not fair.
I give Alex a bow.
That's what I'm saying. That's not too fair.
Well, no, because Yuri gets the face shield too.
Yeah.
So you can fight off an arrow.
Yeah, that's the problem. Pereira gets no armor. He gets a tribal
Like a headdress.
Yeah, headdress. And a grass skirt.
Pocket sand too. You can utilize that.
That's,
Plus, he can go pull the mask off.
I don't think they have sand in Brazil.
There's sand everywhere, dude.
Eh,
Definitely.
He might have like pocket small rocks.
Yeah, maybe even better.
Yeah.
A little more projectile-y. Either way, can't wait for that. It's mid-November, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Let's burn through the World Series matchup here. Unexpected Rangers over the Astros in 7. The road team won every single game in that series for the second time ever. Adolis Garcia, second most RBIs in a single postseason and counting. In the NL, surprising again, D-backs over the Phillies. D-backs just barely got in, got swept by the Reds in the final series of the regular season. Guess what? Didn't matter. Burn through Milwaukee. Get through the Phillies now. Great bullpen. Great run game. Corbin Carroll, super speedy. I mean, top to bottom, all guys that play great defense and run. Ketel Marte was your NLCS MVP. Has a hit in all 16 career postseason games he's been in.
It's unreal.
I think
Ketel
the
Marte
longest
is a
streak ever.
beast.
Yeah. Great matchup. I was more excited for Rangers Phillies, but got to give props to the Snakes here, winning the final 2 games in Philly and maybe the best environment in baseball. Completely shut the Phillies lineup down. I think overall Rangers have a slight edge in starting pitching, but D-backs better bullpen. Lineup-wise, top to bottom, Rangers are so stacked, but so are the Phillies, and the D-backs shut those guys down. Both teams great defense. D-backs slight edge in speed, but Bruce Bochy better manager. Locking up Rangers in 6, which is also my ash for cash. $10 for $49. How about your close but no cigar?
Got to give it to the Colts.
After 2 bizarre.
Very
penalties.
close. Very close.
2 scores from Gardner Minshew on the ground.
But no cigar.
Not quite. Let's go with the old stick pick. In an almost overflowing bucket now. I'm due for another pull
Sift.
through.
Yeah. Eyes are closed. And we got the Mortal Coil.
I believe we've had before from CAO.
There you go.
One of my favorite sticks from that company.
Fun band, too.
Oh yeah, it's literally a coil. Very long. Encapsulates like half the stick entirely. And of course, our favorite segment of every week, Bums of the Week. I'll start with North Carolina, of course, losing to Virginia in a game they should have won by 25 points,
Minimum.
at least, in the first half. Ending, of course, their potential playoff run, ending Drake May's potential Heisman hopes, if there were any. Not a great look. Bum, for sure.
Brock Purdy. 2 late game-winning drive interceptions.
Bad ones, too.
Bad ones. Not even close.
Horribly thrown
They
balls.
weren't tipped. Nothing. Just bad balls.
I think 2 weeks ago we debated if Brock's a top 10 quarterback.
I think he still is.
It's just so hard to tell because of the system.
Josh Allen makes mistakes. He's still a top 10 guy.
So don't overreact after 2 subpar weeks. But for this week, he's a bum. Kind of a tri-headed bum here. The trio of Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos went a combined 0 for 23 in games 6 and 7 when needed most. They failed to show up.
I'm going to try to get a pic of all 3 of them.
If not, just get a picture of the D-backs planting the flag
I can do that.
in the infield in Philly.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield-esque. And our
the
last
final
bomb.
bomb is the Warriors for a 23-point 3-point percentage on opening night.
Not a good look.
Unacceptable.
With some of the best shooters of all time.
Yes.
In your home building, no less.
Yeah. Unacceptable.
Come on now, boys. It's pretty bummy behavior. And you can't blame Jordan Poole this time.
No, you can't.
No more scapegoat.
Although he didn't do anything in the opener either, but you can't blame him.
18 points, 18 shots. Typical Jordan Poole.
Yep. That's all we got, guys.
Shane, any final questions, comments, concerns? Oh, you silly goose. What a guy.
What a goober.
Once again, Shane, good luck. Hope to hear good news from you tomorrow, my friend.
Yeah.
Cam, as we always say here.
S&S.
To the moon.